You are listening to KSZN LP 101.5 FM in Flagstaff. Radio Sunnyside, voice of the people. It is Friday night. This is Get You On Radio. Want to invite my in-studio guest tonight. I have with me the James Brown Band from right here in Flagstaff. That is a band that I do also play in. We have Chuck and Josh. You guys are live. Hello. Oh, hello. That was Chuck and then Josh, respectively.
Yep, that's me.
So word on the streets is that the James Brown Band was voted Best of Flagstaff by Arizona Daily Sun. I want to thank everybody for giving us some votes. We'll also be playing a gig next Friday at the Hotel Monte Vista Lounge with Ultraviolet Communication. Show starts about 8 o'clock. We'll get some music going for you guys. Just two bands, so it should be a really fun night. So tonight's show is going to be a little bit about the James Brown Band. I asked these guys some silly questions and see if they got anything for me. And play some music from the band, and then some other influence bands that I hit these guys up and told them to send me some of their requests. If you are new to my show, I do as close as I can to 100% music from my own personal CD collection. And tonight will be no different. So, I think we'll get right into it, and then we'll see if these guys got anything to say. All right, you can hit me up on Instagram. It's GITCHUONE_radio. It's GITCHUONE_radio. You can find me on Spotify, Get You On Radio. The end of this show, and then any of my previous shows. You can find some of the playlists that I put together on there of the songs that were played and have a listen to those. All right, so we're going to get right into it, the James Brown Band song. This is off of the second EP that we did release a couple of years ago. It's called Untitled 3. It is Get You On Radio on a Friday night in Flagstaff. I got the James Brown Band in the studio with me tonight. Started that first set of music off with the James Brown Band song called Untitled 3. Followed it up with the Beta Band doing B+A. Medeski, Martin, and Wood, Is There Anyone Here Who Loved My Jesus? Julian Legge, Splendor Riot. So I did invite these guys to come in and chat with me on the radio. They said hi. They didn't even introduce themselves.
Oh, what to do.
All right, so let's put him on the spot. So, like I did say, I am in that band as well, so it made it really easy to kind of sucker them to come into the show with me tonight. And I think one of the main questions we would ever get as a band is, why don't we have a singer? I know what my answer is. What do you think? Chuck, Josh, one of you guys.
I don't know how to sing, so that's my answer.
Yeah. I mean, I think the band naturally progressed as just kind of like jamming late at night, and we probably didn't even have a microphone set up, so maybe it came from lack of microphone and then lack of vocal talents, maybe?
All right. I was going to say because the songs don't have any lyrics.
That too.
That too.
And then so it's like it has become just it is an instrumental band, obviously. Or what are some things that you actually enjoy about being an instrumental band, if you enjoy being in an instrumental band?
I'd have to say, I mean, I enjoy just like the fluidity, if that's even a word, when we're able to play. I mean, after playing with you turds for so long, that we kind of have a like a telepathy of sorts. When you know when someone's going to make a change or what they're thinking, it's just kind of fun to do that.
Yeah. To me, it's always just been about having fun, and it's really fun to play instrumental music, especially in a live setting, to me at least. And it can be very challenging on its own, and I've found that it's in the setting that we have, it's not necessary for us to have lyrics in the songs that we've currently written. You know.
Sweet. And then I'll ask you another one before we'll play some more James Brown Band and some other music. Do you think that people can even enjoy music without lyrics?
Can people enjoy music without lyrics, without vocals? Absolutely not.
I
No.
I don't know. I just think that's funny. I don't know. If you think about it, I personally enjoy music without lyrics, so I guess, yeah, absolutely you can enjoy music without lyrics. I just think it's just, I don't know. Not a silly question, but I think at one point, music without vocals was pop music, you know? Jazz music at one point was pop music, and people were able to enjoy that in a mass sense. So, yeah, absolutely.
All right. Yep, I feel the same way. And I like to tell people, you know, that when we're playing live, the conversations you're going to have amongst yourselves is going to be way more interesting than anything that we could tell you in lyrics to a song. So if we're just doing the background music for your conversation, that's perfectly fine with me. So we're going to get right back into some more music. We're going to kick off this next little section of tunes with another James Brown Band song. This is also off of the second EP that we did come out with a few years ago, a song called Culture.
is walked alone. You're a low-bearing friend, and that is what makes this hard. Best thing we left outside is walked alone. And all I know is one of us has to be out. Best thing we left outside is walked alone. You're a low-bearing friend, and that is what makes this hard. Best thing we left outside is walked alone. And all I know is one of us has to be
Well, all right. Star Child, citizens of the universe, recording angels. We have returned to claim the pyramids. Partying on the mothership. I am the mothership connection. Getting down in 3D. Light year grooving. Well, all right. You hear that noise? Ain't nobody but me and the boys. Get down. Hit it, fellas. Child here. Put a glide in your stride and a dip in your hip and come on to the mothership. Loose boot, doing the bus. Hustle on over here. If you hear any noise, it's just me and the boys getting mad. Gotta get the band. Ain't nothing but a party, y'all. They say. Even your memories ain't never got this far. Mothership connection. Home of the P-Funk, the bomb. If you hear any noise, it's just me and the boys getting mad. Doing it in 3D. Let me put on my sunglasses here so I can see what I'm doing. When you hear things from up, well, here's your concert number. You ought to get the bag. You have overcome, for I am here. for the party. Star Child here, citizens of the universe. I bring forth to you the good time on the mothership. Are you here? Sing, fellas. Nobody but me and the boys. Me and the boys hitting that. I gotta hit the band. Hit the band. Hit the head and noise. There's me and the boys hitting that. You gotta hit the band. Star Child here. Doing it in 3D. So good, it's good to me. Hit the band. Hit your head and noise. That's me and the boys in there. Swing up, gotta hit the band. Coming for to carry you home.
You gotta hit the band.
Do it for me, get on.
If you stand the Lord, it's just me and the boy getting there. You got to hit the band.
Star Child here, citizens of the universe, getting it on. Partying on the mothership. When Gabriel horn blow, you better be ready to go. Swing low. Time to move on. Light years in time, ahead of our time. Free your mind and come fly with me. It's hip on the mothership.
You are listening to KSZN LP 101.5 FM in Flagstaff. Radio Sunnyside, voice of the people. Streaming across the world at radiosunnyside.org. Also on any of your favorite streaming apps. I hear that TuneIn, great app. You can pull up the station. With lots of really good DJs. A variety of music that is played in community radio here in Sunnyside, Flagstaff. You can listen all day and all night. Hear all different types of music, different personalities on the radio, all very good and positive. This is Friday night, Get You One Radio. I have the James Brown Band in the studio with me tonight. I mean, I guess every Friday night is 1/3 of the James Brown Band because I am in that band. But tonight I did bring in the other guys. Oh. You. There they are. We got Josh and Chuck.
Daryl and Daryl.
Larry, Daryl, and Dale. We've been known by a bunch of things over the years. So that really brings up a good question. Do we know how long the band has been together?
So, I was just talking about this with Josh just now, and I was looking at voice memos on my cell phone from 2014, like summer of 2014, when we would put my phone in your kitchen sink, Brent, and we would record when we were playing and jamming in the living room. So yeah, 2014.
Nice.
Summer of. First show in public was May of 2015 at the Vanishing Show.
That's right. We were a band in Tempe. We moved to Flagstaff a few years ago. So that also would bring us that we played a bunch of crazy shows, backyard parties, house parties, whatever.
Pay us, we'll play
it. What hotel lobby gigs, Elks Lodge gigs.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
A lot of weird ones. I can keep going.
So what do you think some of your favorite types of gigs are, really? In a club or a house party? All right. House party people do get
it's
into
just
it.
The most fun. Everybody is excited. Just to even have a band there. You could suck, and people are stoked. So it works for us that way.
All right.
Yeah, the bike shop parties over at Flag Bike Rev have always been successful. Those are fun.
Okay.
I would consider that in the same realm.
Yeah, it's a house party.
Yeah. Where people are just stoked. Yeah. Free, just not a normal concert setting. It's fun. Fun times.
So that'll go right into, because everyone knows that the James Brown Band will bring the weather and will fight the elements. So one of these questions I had here was, what do you think the coldest show that we've ever played was?
I mean, yeah, I know mine.
Oh, I know the actual coldest, technically the coldest temperature, but then the coldest I've ever felt was a completely different gig.
Yeah.
All right.
My coldest and feeling coldest was January. Like, so, who knows what we were thinking, by the way. I think it was the house party allure, but like January, I think it was either 0, close to 0, maybe even negative degrees. And the atmosphere was good because there was snowboarding going on in the background, like in the backyard, if I remember.
Yep.
But I remember at one point, like, my hand literally stopping because I couldn't feel for sure. So that one, 100% for me, was the coldest one I've felt.
Yeah, that one was cold, definitely. But I think Sedona Mountain Bike Festival last year, this year, so 2022, March of 2022, Sedona Mountain Bike Festival. Rain, wind,
Dude.
0 sun. That one sucked.
Absolutely.
I mean, it was a fun gig, but it was cold.
I love.
And they were surprised we kept playing.
Right.
I love that gig, but like, you never know what you're gonna get. And as soon as we stopped playing, the frickin' sun came out.
I was gonna say that.
warm and nice, but it was that one sucked too. That one
Yeah,
sucked.
my drumsticks were so waterlogged that I'm surprised they were making sound at all.
Yeah, it was like raining on us. We had to put. I remember they gave us I put a trash bag over my amp at one point, and then probably my pedal board.
So what's the wettest show? Was that the wettest show?
That one could be, or the Elks Lodge one.
Elks Lodge was pretty wet.
Elks Lodge is, yeah, I think Elks Lodge is the wettest.
Well, and then we also did Wanderlust Brewery on the 4th of July.
Well, if it's outside, it's gonna rain if we're playing. That's for sure.
It's true. Even if there's no rain in the forecast whatsoever,
We'll bring it.
we'll bring the rain. That's funny. All right. So the last few tunes that we did play, and like I said at the top of the show, I had asked these guys to give me some of their influences or whatever. The James Brown Band, as an instrumental band, has all kinds of music. Our most recent release was an EP of all like hardcore punk rock music, instrumental of course, and then we did just kind of a variety of other styles. And that was part of my answer to one of the questions I asked earlier about playing as an instrumental band. Is, we can come up with stuff, whatever we're feeling really, and we don't have to fall into a single genre. So we started that last bit of music off with James Brown Band song called Culture. Little dancey, funky, that was great. King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard, This Thing, Parliament, Mothership Connection, Star Child of course. Then it was Snarky Puppy, Flood, live version of Flood from 2009. You're going to get, some live versions that are going to be extended jams and stuff like this. It was amazing. And then the last song right before the break was another James Brown Band, Paying the Rent. So we got another 50-some minutes left of the show on a Friday night. So we're going to get right back into some music, and we'll come back and talk to these guys a little bit more. You can find this show on Instagram. It's GITCHUONE_radio. It's GITCHUONE_radio. You can follow me on Spotify. These playlists, all the James Brown Band music is available for streaming on Spotify. So the playlist that I put together to just kind of wrap my brain around what the show is going to sound like, that type of thing, I'll make that public at the end of this show, and then any of my previous shows will be up there for you to listen to some of those. I do have a rebroadcast of my show on Wednesday afternoons, 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. If you're around and you're listening to radiosunnyside.org, or if you're driving your car around Flagstaff on 101.5 FM. Or we can get right back in the music. It is Get You On Radio on 101.5 FM in Flagstaff, streaming across the world, radiosunnyside.org. I want to thank all the people for streaming, reaching out to me. Hit me up on Instagram. If you have my cell phone number, you can text me. Tell me all the things. I do have in-studio guests, the James Brown Band they were, and I guess I'm in that band as well, where we did win Best of Flagstaff, Arizona Daily Sun, a little local contest here. Really excited about that. We're going to be playing next week on Friday. There will not be a new Get You On Radio on Friday because we will be setting up down at Monte Vista Lounge, playing with Ultraviolet Communication. So I got the guys in the studio. Been asking them a bunch of questions. Do you guys even know how many gigs we've played total? Any idea?
Oh man, I actually thought about this the other night. I thought about going through and counting all the like flyers.
You're weird.
Yeah. Well, and then, being an instrumental.
What?
Yeah, I have record of like almost every single flyer from every single show.
That's kind of cool.
Except for maybe one or two.
Any idea how many songs the James Brown Band
Wait,
could
hold
play?
on.
What?
Is this a question you have an answer to?
No.
No,
I'm asking you. I don't know.
How many songs do we have?
How many songs do you think that we have, complete songs?
It's over 30 at this point, I think, right?
Okay.
My guess is 27.
I'll have to look it up. I think we've written them out once, and we generally forget.
When you say it like that, it really doesn't sound like that much.
Right. Right. But
So it's 2014? What have you guys been doing?
right. But so what do you think an ideal set length is to play?
It depends on the show.
Yeah. Depends on the show.
I think it depends on the show.
Okay.
But
Well, what do
for
you like to
me,
play? Yeah,
and
for
it
you.
depends on the band.
Okay.
So, ideal set length,
Mm-hmm.
I think 45 minutes, and maybe it's time for a break. Like, that's good for people.
Then come back and give them
Maybe
another
like
45
at
minutes.
most an hour if it's like, oh no, things are going good. But I think at that point, like, without wanting to lose interest or something like that, that sounds like good.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm with you. I think a 45-minute just banger of a set is ideal for all parties involved. Although, like, most of the gigs that we get, though, are like these multi-hour, 2-3 hour type things, and so we try to break it up into 45-minute sets, and like,
Totally.
that's a challenge in itself. Is just playing for that long, and yeah. So I guess it's refreshing when we have a 45-minute set. I'll say that.
It definitely seems easier.
And then so like, when we do that, or even just playing, like, how many gigs can you really do, especially in a town like Flagstaff, like every single week, and keep people interested?
That's the thing is, like, can you get people to come out and be still interested? And on the other side of that, are you still interested? Like, personally, I don't want to just play to play. I love playing live, but if we're just not play out just to play out, I like it to be a thing, in an event.
And can you remember any time that we actually have repeated a set list?
Maybe once.
I know that we've done it, and I know that we've done it. I can't like point out a particular instance, but I know it was like kind of like a utilitarian type thing. It was like we had like it was either like the weird situation where we had like a show in the afternoon and then a show that evening, or
the next day.
and it was just like a weird turnaround. So we're like, but I mean, unlike King Buzzo from the Melvins,
Yeah.
he just loves to play that same set over and over again, which is a great format, and it works for him. That's just not something that we do.
I mean, if you're touring, I can see that being a situation that you could do that.
Like come up with a set and then just like boom.
You
This is
play,
the set
yeah.
we play
No one's
for the most part.
no one's following you around. I mean, I think, and we don't tour. I think maybe we would do like a Flagstaff, Phoenix show somewhere,
Tucson,
Tucson maybe, and
Las
then
Vegas.
well, that would, yeah,
Just right
start in
outside.
Vegas and come down and go back up or something like that. And then maybe, and I mean, to me, having a different set list every time we play, even if we played like, once a month or once every other month or something like that, it's interesting for the people that are going to come and see us, that there's like value for them to see something different the next time or something along those lines.
Yeah, that's actually true. I got actually a lot of compliments on our last 2 gigs that we played, and a lot of people came up to me and said, "Hey, man, that was a lot different than the last time, or even the last time I saw you play before that." So,
I mean, most of the time, I feel it's like it's an ongoing thing. You usually get after a gig to me is like, oh, there was like a lot of like variety
Sure.
in what you were doing. So yeah, it just keeps it fresh for us though too. And like honestly, it would just be boring for us if we were doing the same thing all the time.
Right.
So I think just for us to keep it fresh and fun, that's kind of what it is about.
Sweet. Well, we are going to get back into some more music. I'm going to kick it off. Let's see what we did this last little short set. Or was it a long set? Don't remember. It was enough time for Josh to run over to the store and buy some more beer. It's perfect.
I didn't do that.
No, he stole it.
He gave it to me.
It is it's Sunnyside. You might, yeah.
Don't you know who I am?
Don't you? Yeah.
best band in Flagstaff.
That's right.
Come on.
That's right. Oh, and then so it's fitting that the first song of that last part of the set was John Scofield's Boozer. Then my dad texted me and said that he was feeling the Olympians' Apollo's mood. Say this one, Josh. Gabor
Oh, Gabor Szobo?
Szobo,
I love
Gal-
that record.
Galatia's guitar.
Could be.
Okay, yeah, Galatia's guitar. And the last one was Limbic System, Astrology Days. In my opinion, probably one of the best bands that did come out of the state of Arizona. Limbic System, R.I.P. Mike Bell. So we're going to jump right back into some more music. We got James Brown Band with Something in There.
materialize, then they're gone. They're here, but the ones like that disappear and they don't come back.
It is Get You One Radio on a Friday night in Flagstaff. 101.5 FM. Streaming across the world. RadioSunnyside.org. I want to thank everybody for tuning in for the show tonight. I want to thank my in-studio guests, the other 2/3 of the James Brown Band.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Chuck and Josh. And I'm Brent, as you may or may not know.
Larry,
We are-
Daryl, and Daryl.
Larry, Daryl, and Dell. We are the James Brown Band. I want to thank all the Flagstaff residents and Arizona Daily Sun for voting the James Brown Band as Best of Flagstaff Local Band. I mean, we won't let it go to our heads. We are playing next Friday night out at the Monte Vista Lounge downtown. Show starts around 8. Ultraviolet Communication coming up from Phoenix and put us on the show, which is awesome. Appreciate that. So put you guys on the spot. What do you actually think about what does the Best of Flagstaff mean to you?
I mean, I think it means we were really good at telling our friends to go online and
Yes.
and push a couple buttons. I mean, I like to think that we're pretty cool, but
It's fun times. It's fun.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think a little bit of recognition for being a band that, hasn't lived in Flagstaff for a ton of time, and we spent 2 years in a pandemic where there were no shows at all.
We play the rock and roll. Come on.
Play the rock and roll music. We said earlier that it's, we've been a band since 2014. We got a bunch of songs, about 30 songs, we figure. Some more on the way, but what do you think the most played song live is?
wait, live?
Uh-huh.
Well, I think I mean we've pretty.
Probably Rye
I would say Rye Boy because we end almost
Always
every
end
single
with
set.
Rye Boy.
Yeah, yeah.
That was pretty good. Yeah. And that last tunes that we did play here for you, it started it off with a James Brown Band song, Something in There, then Built to Spill, Gonna Lose, Fugazi did Strange Light. Then we played a James Brown Band song, Not Larry, and then that last real James Brown Band song was called Rye Boy Ellis and the Flying Train. Got some Fish playing in the background right now. We were just talking about that, how it was pretty influential back when we were youngsters.
Youngins.
And wanting to play, instrumental music and I would say improvisational to some extent. So that's always good. So that's probably the most played song because we end a lot of sets with that. I'm being told that we will not end the set next Friday with that song, which is usually good.
No, but it's a surprise.
It's a surprise what it will be. Sometimes it's just spontaneous that we'll decide what it will be. What do you think the crowd usually likes as their favorite song in a live setting? Because we know about what Spotify thinks.
You can go first.
I don't know. That depends upon the crowd. I think it really depends. Like house parties and stuff. Like they love the kind of psychedelic stoner stuff that we do, right? Like the earthless things. Man, it took me that whole time, and I threw that in the word. Dang it. I don't know. They love like that hard rock and like the gravitational waves, like psychedelic, like super shredding stuff. I feel.
What do you think, Josh?
I think it's kind of. I'd probably agree for the most part.
That one gets him.
And I'll tell you the one, like, what I like playing most.
Okay, that was on my
Unless
list
that's
too. I didn't
another
ask you that.
question
What's
you
the song
have,
that you
yeah.
like to play live?
I like playing Untitled 3.
Untitled 3.
Amongst others, but also it does kind of change, like, sometimes. Like What is the one I like playing? Is it Duggada Duggada Duggada? I
That-
like playing that one right now.
That's a fairly new, unrecorded song, Duggada Duggada Duggada.
Yeah, I like that one a lot.
Yeah, but we have another really new one that's like more on the jazzy kind of side that I'm having a lot of fun playing now recently too. Quickie Mart, that's what it's called.
Quickie Mart.
Quickie Mart, that one's like
Come out, you might hear some Quickie Mart on
I do
Friday.
like playing.
Some of the new
Quickie
stuff that counts. I think Spotify says it's canned beer.
is the most popular.
It's got to be the first.
Right.
It's got to be just the most easily accessible one.
I think it's the first song on one of
There we
those
go.
albums.
There we go.
So it's just like, oh yeah, we'll
Yeah.
play that. We get a count if they listen to more than
Goes off
15 seconds of it.
drastically
Yeah.
After that,
If they listen to 20 seconds of it, it counts. We get that fraction of a penny.
is that what you need? Is 20 seconds?
So I think we're supposed to be cut a check for $25 every time we've rounded up like all of our online streaming plays. I think throughout all of like CD Baby stuff, right? So like iTunes, Spotify, Pandora, any of that stuff, right? Once you get $25 worth of streams, we're supposed to get a check. I think we've gotten like one.
We've
check.
gotten one check.
in like in 8 years,
So that
right?
tells you something.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
But you should check it out.
Check
Maybe
it out.
you'll get a check.
Yeah, definitely look up
25.
the James Brown Band on Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, all your favorite streaming services. We do have a Bandcamp, the JBBB.bandcamp. We're also on Instagram, the JBBB. There's the Book of Faces has the James Brown Band on there as well. I think they've got it kind of dialed in that you post on one and it auto posts to the other. But we're out there, people, and we are going to be down at Monte Vista Lounge next Friday night, the 23rd. You'll probably hear a replay of this show if you're at home getting geared up to come out and see us play. We really appreciate everybody tuning in tonight. Appreciate the guys coming into the studio. I think we had a good time. Now we're going to get crazy a little bit, you know what I mean? But if you're, as always, if you're drinking, don't drive. If you're driving, don't drink. This has been Get You On Radio, 101.5 FM, Flagstaff, KSZNLP, Radio Sunnyside, Voice of the People.
What?